Hello and welcome to episode 16 of the Take a Pull podcast. Andy Cummins back with Dec and Carol again. I'm coming to you from a different room, so if it looks like I'm on top of the camera, apologies. But anyway, Dec, how are you? Off after a super weekend with West away winning a nice Twitter tip, but as we can't record all the time. But how's it going?
We didn't get recording in it for, but it was a nice one. I was out the night before, so I told my whole local about it, and I told a few people I met in town, but only for you, it wouldn't have gone up on Twitter. So fair play to you.
Well, someone had to take the reins. No, it was brilliant. It was an absolute fantastic tip. Always great when they win, and that's what the tap tracker is for. There'll be plenty more horses going into that tracker as well.
Yeah, exactly, and just like sometimes you do need to just take a chance on them again. It's not easy trying to find them the way we are, and sometimes they just won't be off when we're hoping they are. They will take one more run. So he was actually put up before, and we knew straight away he was, as they were circling, he was out the back, but the money was down. But those prices, you can take the chance. So look, I think we might have said to each other that it'll be the next day, and thankfully it was. And just with the horses that ran today, the mare, I can't pronounce her name, the Dennis Cullen mare, somebody said she was put to sleep, but hopefully she survived. I haven't, there's nothing in the comments, so hopefully she did make it, she did get up. But if she did, like a bit of good ground, I thought she travelled really well today. I thought she jumped really well, and hopefully she has survived.
Lodalamico, I think.
If she does get to run again, a bit of good ground, I think she'll go in. So, I wouldn't be just I wouldn't be just discarding it just yet. Like, sometimes they just don't get their conditions.
Absolutely not. Well, the day was, I wouldn't say salvage, because we got plenty of place horses as well about nice prices. But Spillane Tower is supposed the headliner today, winning his rated novice chase. Over probably what was, as we said in the tweet, an insufficient 2 miles, but his class got him out. When a Mark Welch horse wins by a head in those colours, it's usually 3 lengths anyway. So, or it may as well be 3 lengths. But Firm Footings, I thought, made a brilliant chase and debut, and only went down to maybe the more experienced rival. But you can mark my words, Spillane Tower, when we see him over 3 miles, might be next season. Jesus Christ, he's going to make some chaser. He did it well today. He had to overcome some adversity as well. Bit of hampered slightly at the second last. He could have been brought down on another day or unseated, but he got the job done. I thought he was brilliant, and I could be biased speaking now, but I do love that horse. I think he's all the potential in the world when he goes up Europe.
There's lots of noise about him now, but I do know you've been talking about him for a long time, and I know a lot. You might have been the one to really bring people's attention to it. It's a great spot. I know. Look, I was staggering it this morning. You're following the most followed horse on Twitter now, but I know I do remember you saying to me a long time ago. It might have been at Naas.
It was Naas. I went down to back him.
So, fair play to you, good spot. Hopefully he does go on and land a really nice pot at 6-4, and you can boom with him.
I can't wait. It'll be 6-4 in the RSA next year. Just watch. No, we won't see him there. I would love to see him there. But Dec, you also hit the board as well with Spicy Diva, who you said you text me straight after. It's always a McManus horse. Beaten 10 lengths, but returning 18-1, so the each way money absolutely brilliant, and it was a great run with Spicy Diva. Duffy's Getaway, returning the 11-2 favourite, was a little bit uneasy in the market actually. Philip Rothwell, who can do no wrong at the minute, is having an absolutely fantastic season, and actually, as I said on the last tap, he sits 6th in the Trainers' Championship at the minute. Like, he's having an absolutely phenomenal time.
He's having a great time.
So fair play to him. Yeah, absolutely. Just going back to the previous weekend, Dec, was there anything that you may have saw at Cork or Navan? I just wanted to bring attention to maybe Indiana Dream. I know it's a very, very obvious one. Winning as he kind of liked in a beginner's chase. He beat St. Felician though, with relative ease, and based on that performance, given his inexperience, because he didn't do much as a novice hurdler, he won a maiden in January and was put away. Similar enough to the likes of Energamine. Jesus, he looked like he had some swagger. That was one of the top novice chase performances I think I've seen this season. I'd be very interested to read it next.
I didn't see lots of races myself the weekend. As I said, I was struggling a little bit on Sunday, but no, I believe it was. I didn't see the race at all in the end of the day. I believe it was very impressive. So
no, it was really a lot of swagger to it, and he'd be one that I'd be very keen on for the springtime now. My only query is he's had a lot of breaks between his runs, so if you were backing him anti-post for anything, just bear in mind he might be a little difficult to train. So just wait until you see entries there. As for the Tote Navan novice hurdle, it was won by Slade Steele. It turned into a bit of a dash. He got the better of Lecky Watson, who, despite winning last time out, left that debut well behind. I thought he was a much improved looking horse, and I think when he goes back up to 3 months, he'll have no problem.
He looked a bit quicker, did he?
He did look a bit quicker, yeah. And he didn't jump a twig the first day, and his class got him out of trouble. But he jumped a few hurdles of pace there, and I might have just, given him a bit too much abuse. Stellar Story lost little in defeat in third as well, but that race just turned into a bit of a dash on the heavy ground, and I don't know. I think I'd happily oppose any of those horses next time out. Maybe if Lecky Watson as a dour stayer, if he got into a Bartlett off the kind of pace that they went last year, he could be one that goes very well. But the cat's kind of probably out of the bag with him now at the minute, so we wouldn't be kind of learning anything new there. Moving on to Cork, Dec. Look, is there much to say about El Fabiolo that wasn't said already? Hurdling fences basically down the back straight at Cork.
He was, yeah. Look, he's obviously very, very good. I do think he shapes more like a stayer, though. I do think he could, if a race is not run too fast, like generally Arkles are ran too quick, and John Bond I think he's got 2 questionable rides the 2 times he's been beaten. If he was given a quieter ride, John Bond, I'd fancy him to have a good go at El Fabiolo. El Fabiolo he's awesome, he shapes like a stayer, and I think he could be in trouble against a genuine 2-miler. Now, whether John Bond's a genuine 2-miler or not, no, that's another question. But I'm a massive fan of John Bond. I think he's, you said it last night, he's such a clever horse. He is really, really intelligent. And I'm delighted to see he's done what his brother didn't get to do. I don't think Duvan won 2 grade 1s in an open company.
Open grade 1s. I don't think he win any. Oh, he did. He won
He won
at Christmas, didn't he? Yeah.
But John Bond has done that now. And look, we're lucky that John Bond is owned by the man he's owned by, because if he wasn't, he'd be wrapped in cotton wool. And he is actually the people's horse. I heard Michael Buckley said Constitution Hill is the people's horse. He absolutely isn't. John Bond dances every dance. He turns up every time there's a race for him, and he's an absolute joy to watch. And I do think with a quieter ride, he'd get closer to, if not beat El Fabiolo. But they all have to worry about the captain, don't they?
Captain Guinness, absolutely, yeah. That'd be an interesting champion chase.
I think Captain Guinness is a genuine 2-miler.
He's probably the fastest horse in the race, yeah. It's just a matter
exactly. And Queen Mothers can be ran differently to Arkles. Arkles are run quite like Supremes are, and they suit stayers. They can be an end-to-end gallop. And if I actually thought El Fabiolo was flat to the boards in the Arkle. I thought he was going as fast as he wanted the whole way and just outstead them all. And I think if it wasn't run that way and it turned into a bit of a dash, Captain Guinness is the one to be with.
Yeah. Well, Paul Townend or Darryl Jacob, probably to Paul Townend, they could probably try and set their own fractions. But then again, that's something El Fabiolo will have to do as well. So all new, very interesting. Anything else? I know there was Silent Approach, 33-1 winner, the Mayor's Novice Chase. I thought she was actually quite decent. A lot of people probably dumping on the form. Consenta ran below form, and Hermione Maker kind of disgraced herself jumping out to the left so violently.
I suppose in hindsight, there's not an awful lot wrong with her form.
No.
But isn't that what racing is? In hindsight, it always makes sense.
It always makes
sense.
Never
makes sense beforehand. When you look at the result, I can see why she won now. Apparently, she got a big reception in
Oh,
Cork.
huge! It was brilliant. It was a local winner, I think, wasn't it? So
Was it
owned and bred by Conor O'Keefe as well.
Conor
So
O'Keefe, yeah. So 33-1. A lot of people claiming to be on. I hope they were at that price.
I wish. And then going back to the Hilly Way, I thought Phil Dore ran you could have said he was a borderline career best he ran. I think he's a horse tailor made for something like the Ryanair. I think I think it might be out of the bag now, but there's nothing in that division because all the good horses go in the Champion Chase, the Gold Cup. So it would be maybe with the exception of obviously Allaho, but nobody wants to see him go for the third Ryanair. I think I'd rather see him in a Gold Cup as well. Assuming that he still retains all his ability. I know we've only seen him in a kind of a hack canter since his injury. So I thought it was an informative card, and there was a few horses that I will touch on at a later stage in that maiden hurdle behind No Time to Wait. So there was one or two serious eye catchers in there, which we'll bring up at a later stage. And there was a couple as well at Navan Navan, wasn't it, as well. So but without further ado, Dec, unless there's anything else you want to cover, we can move on to next day.
We'll kick on to it. Hopefully, we'll go one better than we did today.
Yeah, we'll keep the winners flowing. We've been in good form, and I'm feeling good about this card as well. I think this is a decent little card. The Bar 1 race in Bet 10, get 50 sign up offer, beginner's chase. It only has the 4 runners, but 4 very, very talented runners. It's over 2.5 miles. Heartwood brings the form into it, second behind Grange Clare West, obviously finishing ahead of Corbett's Cross, and another subsequent winner in Soda Flow. So that form is looking strong. He is opposed by Landrake Spanish Harlem, who I think went off a short order for the Martin Pipe last year. I think he was second or third favourite with Mickey O'Sullivan on board. And then it's the chasing debut of Blood Destiny, who was well fancied for the Triumph Hurdle. Dec, who do you like here?
Oh, look, I've always been a massive fan of Blood Destiny, and while I'm not this, well, you wouldn't think of listening to this, but I've never been a massive fan of juveniles or paid them much attention, although I've really got stuck into them this season. I was very taken by Blood Destiny as a juvenile. Look, I know you said, I won't say what you said about him in the spring, but he looked like he could possibly be found out in the spring. But I'm happy to forgive a Cheltenham run. It's a big occasion. We can all get boiled over at Cheltenham, like, do you know what I mean? I've almost boiled over myself sometimes.
Oh yeah. You need a blindfold and spun around into the Arkle bar some mornings.
I usually boil over on the Monday when I'm asked to leave Taylor's around 6 p.m. before making my way somewhere else. Look, and then he found Enjoy the Dream too good at Fairyhouse, but Gus the Win was behind him as well, who, you're happy to sing his praises and talk about him as a nice horse.
Gus the Win, he's no longer with us, I don't think.
No, but that's right. He fell at Fairyhouse, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I thought he had a different profile, the Blood Destiny, personally, but
yeah, no, I was very impressed with his early season form. I'm happy to forgive a juvenile that those runs. I really, really like them, and he gets £8 here, so it's hard for me to go against him. Hardwood, it was a really, really nice run behind Grange Clare West. I know he was 6 lengths ahead of Corbett's Cross, but that wasn't the Corbett's Cross we've seen at Fairyhouse.
No.
They were two completely different horses, completely different runs. He didn't jump at all at Naas the last day, so it's not a line of form I'd be using to put Heartwood forward, the Corbett's Cross line of form, just because he won at Fairyhouse. And we've discussed it a few times. I know you like it too. Juveniles going chasing,
yeah.
Take advantage of all that way. So, like, he's getting the £8. I think he looked really, really good. His form was quite good. It worked out quite well. Sir Alan was behind him at Cork on his debut. There's a couple of nice ones in behind him at Fairyhouse then. So, yeah, I haven't lost faith with Blood Destiny, even though he disappointed in the spring.
That's fair enough. Well, Willie Mullins, it looks like, judging by Punchestown today, the yard is starting to get rolling. It is usually the middle of December where they start hitting form with a vengeance, and we saw kind of signs of it today at Punchestown. I'm still going to stick with Hartwood though. I think the chasing experience ran to a decent level. I'm not fully convinced on Grange Clare West, given that he won on hurdling debut and then kind of petered off a little bit last season.
Very disappointing afterwards,
yeah.
isn't he?
Hartwood, obviously he got injured after finishing second to Hollow Games, and then he's backed that up really with a run behind Grange Clare West. Franciscan Rock, we both agree he's a nice horse. Soda Flow dropped fifth in that race, dropped into handicap company and won. So I think it's reliable enough for him, and I think with the chasing experience he has. Yeah, go on.
No, just on Franciscan Rock there, like, did we just start backing him for the Irish Grand National now?
Yeah, well, I suppose that could be the play. Where did he run well last year? He ran well at the Punchestown Festival.
He was toured in the Punchestown Festival.
Yeah,
he just kept bumping into ones.
He got better with races. He got better with racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be the Irish Grand National or the big novice handicap chase at the Punchestown Festival again. Would be probably
he's gonna be well handicapped, I'd say. I think he's really, really nice, and having not won a beginners, I think he's gonna be really well handicapped, and he could be the best handicapped of them all going to Ferryhouse.
Yeah, well, he has to get in though. That's the only problem. They might need to get him into the 140. You might need to show your hand a smidge to do that, but he's probably up to it. We'll keep a close eye on him anyway. There is other options if he doesn't get into the Irish Grand National, obviously. Mouse Morris will go anywhere as well. He's no problem doing it. So Hartwood for me, Blood Destiny for you, and we'll move on to the 12 o'clock then, which is to sign up to Gavin Lynch. He asks us to do this on every bloody episode. I haven't done it yet. But have you signed up to Gavin Lynch racing yet? No?
I haven't signed up yet. No.
He should be paying us. We should be on the payroll.
Yeah. I wonder, is he going to sign up to this?
Yes, that's it.
Anyway, sign up March for all his winners. We're giving them out every couple of days.
That's it. This is a 2-mile handicap chase that Gavin Lynch sponsors, 12 o'clock. It's a not 102, right in our bracket deck, 16 going to post. As competitive as always. I'll keep it short and sweet. I really like Prince of Air for Philip Rockwell. We were speaking a little bit about this off air. He's up a pound, which maybe on the face of it is a little bit harsh for his fourth on chasing debut. It was in a handicap at Thurles. He was travelling best out of everything in a race won by McGrath and Clune. But his jumping just went to pieces. Last four, he probably had no right to finish fourth, in my opinion anyway. Stayed on really well. I think he'll benefit from the experience. As we said at the top of the show, Philip Rothwell can do absolutely no wrong. Obviously, captain's nephew winning for us a couple of episodes ago as well. Another tip by Dec there, so fair play. But I'm gonna keep the Philip Rothwell gravy train going here, Dec, with Prince of Air. 10 stone 12. Paddy Hamlin taking 3 pounds off. Happy with his chasing debut, and I think he takes the beating here. Who do you fancy?
Look, I do like Prince of Air, and I can see where you're coming from. He won his handicap hurdle off 80 as well. So off 86, he's within that 7 pound range that we discussed recently. Like, the rule of thumb, they can improve 7 pounds for fences. He finished fourth off the 85. When he finished 7 lengths behind McGrath and Clune, the horse in third was the one I originally fancied this, but he wasn't declared. Bolton Glass Hill, yeah. And I think Bolton Glass Hill is Philip Rothwell.
It is as well, yeah.
Yeah, so look, he maybe won't get a big mention on the Christmas tap on the 20th, because he may be one that's got to win at Christmas. I do think Prince of Air, he should improve, and he could be bang there. Our Bobby, he won off hurdles off 97. He was second at Wexford off this mark, 102. That was his chase debut. This is chase debut. He's a 6-year-old. But the one I'd probably side with is Money Heist. He's in here off 97. He won over hurdles off 93. He's only had 7 hurdle runs. He was 20 lengths forward at Cork last month off 104. It's his handicap chase debut. I know you say that Gavin Cromwell was a bit quiet around this end of the season, but I think he's in really, really good form, and I think as the years go on, Gavin's going to get better and better, keeping him going for longer. Like, you know, I know trainers peak at different times of the year, but he's another 6-year-old. I think he's a big chance. Also, Keith will ride for Philip Dempsey an awful lot when Phillips have a really good chance. So Philip trains the top weight here, and Keith riding for Gavin. I know he is stable jockey, but it's something I just always look out for. He's taking this ride. I maybe all you can take of it is don't back Philip Dempsey's.
Not today, anyway.
Not today. Maybe one for Limerick. But yeah, I like money heist, but I can completely see where you're coming from. With Prince of Air, just kill a she bumped into Captain's Nephew the last day, but she might be best at Clonmel. All her best performances have come at Clonmel, which maybe, you know, for Captain's Nephew, it could have been a top performance, like really good. I don't know what he got.
Captain's Nephew.
Yeah, I don't know what he got off the handicapper, but
Let's see if I can whip it up here really quick.
I might have it here really quick. I have the handicap.
Oh, he's got £9. He's rated 120 now.
Really?
So yeah, he got battered for that, but it's still he won so easily that he could just be progressive.
Yeah, and particularly Killishy saving our best performances for Clonmel. Like, you know, maybe it could be upgraded, but Jesus, what did he have in hand? If he's got £9 and he can be upgrading it.
Yeah, no, he looked like he was only joining in as well. It was a very, very easy win. All right, so Dec on the Gavin Cromwell train. It's usually me on that, but you know, Dec has it this week. No problem for me. I'm happy to side with Philip Rothwell again, Prince of Air. Moving on to the 12:35. This is one of the many maiden hurdles. I think it's the first of 3 maiden hurdles on this card. Over 2 miles 3, the Alto Equine Building Solutions maiden hurdle. This is pretty open. In terms of you know, who you think might win. I'd say you could get you probably could get 3-1 the field here, I would have thought. I know Willie Mullins does have one in it, Quay de Bourbon. It's first time for him as well. Jigginstown horse. So, but again, his form in France is probably not the most desirable, but coming from the yard, he might be able to set the market for us here. Who do you like, Dec?
Although it's quite open, I have it between 2. Cut the Rope and the art. Cut the Rope.
I like one of them, but I'll hold off for now.
Is it Cut the Rope having fallen behind?
No, it's actually not. It's the other one.
Right.
Anyway,
Cut the Rope. He fell. He was well held by Beckett Road now. When Beckett Road won't be discussed a couple of times on here, and we've talked about Andy Paul's best run. And he was second to a Penny 100, who was second today in the listed mares. Oh, was it a listed race today?
The mares race for listed event. Yeah,
one behind Jatara. Cut the Rope's also a bumper winner, and it was the first 4-year-old bumper of the year in January. It was here.
Nice.
In Naas. Yeah. So, but Ancud was only 2 lengths behind that day, and the RTR absolutely hammered Ancud at Gowran. Went straight to the champion bumper. Then was 18th to 20, I think. So, I'm struggling to split them. I don't for 1 second think the RTR is 18 lengths ahead of Cut the Rope. You know, on bumper form, but look, they Cut the Rope does have hurdling experience. I know he's come down at the last at Gowran, but this might come, if I was to have a bet, it might come down to, because of the type of field it is. You're saying it's quite open. One of these could be quite a big price, but I don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. You can read it anyway, like, you know, depends what way you want to look at it. If you want to use that Ancud form, or you're looking at Cut the Rope. Cut the Rope possibly going to be short enough, but the RTR might be a little bit, you know, disrespected in the market, and the one to beware at a decent price. I'm looking forward to seeing what price they open up at.
Yeah. Well, the Gibneys, or sorry, the Cooper, sorry, not the Gibneys. Thomas Cooper. They have spent quite a few
Yeah, the
quid
Butcher's
on
Hollow,
some horses.
isn't
Yeah, Butchers. Yeah, exactly. Butchers Hollow as well. I thought this lad overcame a lot of greenness to win. On his debut at a Gower, they went to the trouble of booking Patrick Mullins for that as well. And they clearly knew they had a nice horse. He did it well. My jaw was kind of on the floor when they ran him straight in the champion bumper. Then, like that was an awfully big ask for such a young horse, but especially as when they're a 4-year-old as well. You can't really take what he did at face value. Like he was 18th, but I just don't think he enjoyed that experience at
I
all.
wouldn't be holding that run against him.
No.
Not
Like
in a champion bumper, like, you know.
No.
You just say he didn't have a hard race.
Yeah, no, he was minded. He was minded.
Yeah.
I think it was done a miler again. Just kind of sat up on him, did the right thing. I don't know how well he's obviously going to take the hurdles. I would imagine he'd be absolutely fine, but he's the one, and you already kind of covered this. He's the one the market is probably going to abuse, unless Connections know damn well they have a very good horse, in which case the whole local parish will be on this lad on Thursday. But I think this race is very winnable. I love Beckett Rock as well. Cut the Rope was going to be cut in half by Beckett Rock before he fell at the last. Gio Vivo has not done a whole lot for the form, but I think the way he ran the next day, I think it was Thurles, like there's definitely another day in mind for him, so it's kind of hard to kind of weigh up that form. Fenway Park made a lovely return to action. He was well beaten in a Ballon Road bumper, went very well fancied, but I tell you, he ran quite well behind Flamborough at Cork. Not 100% sure, even though this is an open race, I'm not sure that form would be good enough to win a maiden hurdle at this time of year. So I would have my tempers reserved by him. Elusive Prince, point winner, but well beaten by Loughlin over 2 mile 5. Didn't strike me as a maiden hurdle winner waiting to happen again at this time of year. You can pick up maiden hurdles maybe at the end of January, early February with these type of horses, but maybe not this time of year. I was the same as you, Dec. I had it between the Art and Cut the Rope. But I just think the market could disrespect the Art, and I'm quite giddy on him. I'd be very disappointed if he wasn't in the first 3, assuming that he jumps well, and he'll be my selection here.
I think he could be in each way price just because the race is looking quite open, and maybe the colours that are in the race also is going to, dictate the market, and that's why we could be getting a big price about this one. So yeah, look, I'm struggling to split them. It'll be like one of them is an each way price.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I think all of them have to win in the race. But if you're getting, I don't know, could you get 12 to 1 on the Art?
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I was looking for tissues, but they're not out. I went looking for tissues there, but I can't see any.
You get them on.
I'm on Irish Racing right now. I just don't see any tissues though. I just have last year's winner. Actually, last year the race was abandoned.
I have them here. If you select, when you were on Irish Racing, if you go to cards, and at the end of the times you select all, they'll come up at the bottom of every race. So, Cut the Rope 7 to 2. Groovy Kind of Love 4 to 1. Glen Kiln 13 to 2. Fenway Park 13 to 2. Coida Bourbon 7 to 1. Will Wild 8 to 1. Elusive Prince 10 to 1. The Art 10 to 1.
Yeah, no, 10 to 1. I'd be piling in each way. I'd be very happy, very comfortable backing him. Yeah, I'd be very comfortable backing him. Anything above 7 to 1, I'd be very comfortable backing him, to be honest with you. And I think it'd go well shorter than that.
Would you back an 8 to 1 shot each way?
What I tend to do, I know we're kind of getting off topic here, but if I play usually on the exchanges. So what I would do is I would go 3/4 of my stake. I'd go 3 places and then have 1/4 of my stake on the win part. If I thought that if I found maybe a danger or two, that's what I'd do. I'd probably just back this guy each way though. I really think on his bumper form, if he takes the hurdle, and I can't see him being far away. That's a little insight there. Anyway, Dec, onto the 110. This is, as I just go back now, The bar one race, and we're back again. Guaranteed odds on all channels. Maiden hurdle. So this is our second maiden hurdle on the card. This is dirt, for a lack of a better term. This is this is a type of maiden hurdle that you can win. They're very restricted maiden hurdles, but these are the type of maidens that you can win. If you are, you know, of a lower level. I think it's for horses that have not been placed under.
Yeah.
It's for horse. I can probably just tell it's probably for horse that haven't been placed under rules. Is it or something like that?
It's a hurdle for 4 years old and upwards. Maidens at starting at entry have run at least 3 times under any national hunt rules, and at declaration have not been placed for
There we are.
Mm.
You can just there's not one horse with third to a tree to his name. So, yeah, no, very, very difficult. I would have to assume Brennus Lescribia is going to be probably a warm order to open his account here. A 4-year-old who was only beaten 15 lengths by Predator's Gold, who's prominent in some Cheltenham markets. Look, it's probably an open and shut case deck. I just think he wins. But what about yourself?
Yeah, look, I gave him a big mention in that race behind Predator's Gold, and I think I sided with the Paul Nolan horse that I won't attempt to pronounce his name. I just remember it was quite difficult, but he was far ahead of him. Behind Predator's Gold. Predator's Gold did look good. He was far behind down memory lane before there at Down Royal. I didn't see anything else in the race that, you know, there was nothing that really interested me at all. And normally we have at least one more to talk about, but I couldn't see anything. I'd say it'd be very short.
Yeah, well, the tissues are saying 10 to 11. Even money, I'd back him at even money. I'd happily double my money at that. I highly doubt
I can't see anything troubling him really.
No, I completely agree there. So if that's your thing, guys, if you like roll ups, yeah, he'll win. I'd say Brennus Lescriba. Right, we'll move swiftly on then, Dec, to the next race. As I just get it up here, it's yet another maiden hurdle, the Care at Home Services Mares Maiden Hurdle. It's been about 2 episodes since we've had a Mares Maiden Hurdle on this show, but we get another one. And this is probably a match between Crack the Sky, who I'm not sure if you brushed up on your Norwegian flat form Dec, but she was a fair second on her hurdles debut for Willie Mullins behind Western Fold at Cork. Or sorry, no, at Gowran. Sorry, it was at Gowran. And then a decent bumper mare, 6-year-old, a lot of experience, Gulliver Run. Or Gulliver Rune probably is the.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned Uncle Gavs.
Yeah, I was. You thought I was going to get there, but I don't think. Yeah, only by only by night. How the hell have I missed her? She's going to be long odds on, isn't she? Of course, yeah. So impressive. She won a listed bumper, didn't she, at Navan?
She's won 2 bumpers, and it was the listed race the last day, only a couple of weeks ago. Only a 5-year-old.
Yeah, no, she's going to be the one. I don't scroll down. How the hell did I miss that? Anyway, sorry, Dec. Go on. Who do you fancy here?
It's probably Gulliver Run. I didn't even really look at Willie's too hard. Crack the Sky. What did she win in Norway?
I don't know what she won in Norway, but she was of a decent level in Norway.
Right. Okay. What does that mean?
I don't know. Like, take a look at a lot of joy, maybe. I think she was Sweden though.
Okay. Look, Gulliver Run, I thought she was she's got a very good bumper form, you know, and they went to entry with her. She won twice, once at Torres, I think. I'm not sure where the other one was. She was 6'10" in entry. Now, I'm not fully sure of that entry bumper form. Like, I think it's a bit in and out. I think the winner has won since. A lot of them have been beaten, and we've talked about a few of them. Alfie's Princess has won twice in Britain. Yeah, she's quite nice. She won a point for Ross O'Sullivan. She was beaten a couple of times over in bumpers, I think, but she's won twice since she's gone over timber. I do like Gulliver Run. I thought she showed some nice bumper form. Magic Dawn was 4th on her jumps debut. She was beaten 12 lengths. She's one who could improve. Me Lucky Colleen is a horse I've mentioned before, but she's a really tough one to work out. She won a bumper at Galway on debut at massive odds, and then she was 5th, beaten 11 lengths on her hurdling debut. she might be just the type of mare who could bring into action when you least expect it.
Any
Like,
stage, yeah.
she could be one of those clear horses, and I can just see her winning a race again sometime at a massive odds. Going to be when you least expect it, because she's shown ability to win a bumper. And she wasn't beaten out of sight on her Northern debut either. And then only by the night, 2 bumper wins. It was, as you said, it was the listed race, the last one. But it'd be a golly of a run for me. I know I've given that entry bumper a bit of stick, but I just think she showed enough good form in bumpers to show she could be a nice horse.
Yeah, no, I had a quick, like, she was the one that kind of caught my eye the most, in terms of just the wealth of experience that she did have. And she is definitely, I thought she was improving with every run before she was behind a Dice Sardinos. Yeah, only by night, I don't actually have a clue how I just glossed over her, but no, she was very impressive at Navan. Not a million% sure how the form is going to work out with that race. It wasn't. Not sure if it's going to look like the most, vintage listed mare's bumper you're ever going to see. And I know Qualamita, I think she was the £500,000 pounds purchase, wasn't she, at the Cheltenham sale? They could not give her away that day. She finished third in that bumper. I think ended up she was opened up odds on the morning of the race, and I think she returned. I think it was over 2-1. I really just couldn't give her away. It's probably not a betting heat for me, but I am interested to see how Only by Night gets on. If I go into my head, I'd say Gollivaroon myself, but I don't know if you could make it nap off the top, because it's not a race I'd be really having a bet in, unfortunately.
I probably back her. I'd probably back her on Thursday, but look, we were hitting the bar with a nap at the top tonight, Henry, because we've mentioned the same horses again, but we're not confident enough. And in the next race, where
it's very similar,
almost there again with one.
I can nearly convince you.
Tonight, though, I don't know what you have after the next race.
Yeah, no, I don't think you'll. I don't think it will happen, but we will try. It's not for the want to try. And the Cara Home Services Maiden Hurdle, that was that race there. Moving on to the John Thomas McNamara Series Qualified Riders Handicap Hurdle, First Division, 2 miles. The one I did want to mention, Dec, was Restless Sun. I know we talked about them off air. Ran 2 weeks ago, ran a lovely race, finished 8th, kind of never nearer 8th. Ambrose McCurtain rode it, got dropped a pound, ran in some fair maidens behind the likes of Croke Park and Fassal Mode. I could see big improvement. Now, your hunch was you might need to step up and trip, which is completely fair. My idea was that you're seeing Rob James in a race that you really shouldn't be riding in, and they've probably gone to serious trouble of booking him, which on the off chance could actually hinder his price. That's something some eagle-eyed people might look out for. But this horse, I think, is definitely scope off 85. If it's he's one of those horses as well, Dec. If it's not today, it could well be the next day, up and trip, as you said. So my view is I'm going to be backing him here, and if he goes up and trip the next day, I'll be backing him there as well. I'll give him a 2 chance or 2 strikes in a row, maybe even a 3 strikes in a row. We'll see. But it'd be Restless Sun for me. Who do you like in the Division 1 of this?
Look, I do really think if it's not Thursday for Restless Sun, it will be the next day, and I had a really, really good look at him, and that was even without realising Rob James was riding him. He's had 3 runs out the back and then a handicap run. I do think he's a chance, and they could well be trying, but I just think when he goes up and trip 2.5 miles in the 0 to 95, I think he'll absolutely hack up. So I'm kind of hoping he doesn't win.
You're hoping I'm ripping up my docket, you faggot.
Yeah, sorry about that, but
now you're fine. I'm silly.
I hope I see him running on in the 4th. No, I hope you get an each way price. He runs on into 3rd.
Each way 7 places. We call up AK.
Yeah. I do hope he's running on, and then the next day, I don't know where it'll be, over 2.5 miles, I'll be ready to unload. The one I think is going to beat him is Man River. He's had a flat run before his first handicap at Wexford. He was third behind Killing Time. We mentioned Killing Time in that, but I tipped up Cornmark, who was fourth at 50-1. Unfortunately, we only got 3 places. He's off the same mark here. I think he's a massive chance just coming here. Like he was sharpened up for that. He's got his handicap experience now. And Killing Time ran a cracker today. In the race that Spice David was second in. He looked a big danger for a long way, and he just faded into 4th or 5th in the end. But look, it was testing there today. The form is good. Cormac didn't run a great race at Clonmel last week, but it was very tough at Clonmel. Like, you can forgive a lot of runs there. It was really testing. The other one I had a squint at is the Mick Winters horse. You know the name of it?
Mick Winters. Yeah, the mare. Yeah.
Juna. Showed big improvement on the second handicap run. Forcing pulled up at Ballinrobe. What's put me off Juna is the jumping. I need to see it a bit sharper now before going in, but definitely want to keep an eye on. Just watch that jumping. If it's improved, probably the next day. But it'd be Man River for me, and when Restless Sun has stepped up and tripped 2.5 miles,
we go there. Very good. Well, that's so close to an apple of tap, but we'll try again. The 255.
I don't know if I had an apple of tap in a North of 95, but
yeah, Jesus. Yeah.
When we do, the credit union loan stuff.
That's it. All right, then take it away then for Division 2. Again, 2 miles for the JT McNamara series.
Equinox actually refused in that race.
Don't tip a horse that refused. Come on.
No. Refused that race at Wexford. That Man River was third in, and Cormac was 14. Killing Time won it. And it was the funniest thing ever. I don't know whether it was actually funny, but do you remember he went off, and a couple of them, I thought it was they had let him go off to try get him to run. He was going to wait on them. The jockey did have a good look around, but they were way behind. They must have given him 20 lengths, but he pulled himself up by the time he got to the first, and they just continued the race. Look, there's 2 I had a good look at. Dennis Hogan trains Roderick. They used to carry 12 stone 4. I don't know what they.
It's a lot of weight.
It's for this series, the JT McNamara series. It's for amateurs claiming 7, but then they claim all within this. Then they
claim within it. Yeah. It's like the Adair Manor series.
Yeah, it's similar. So Mr. P Lake, I'm not sure Mr. P Lake. He takes off 4 for 12 down. Look, it's his handicap debut, beaten 37 lengths by Firefox at Fairyhouse. The race at Ballybourne was second. He ran a nice Maidens. I don't know. He's I'm kind of I had a really good look at him, but at this level, my rule of thumb is not handicap debut. It's the next time. So Roderick won into the tap tracker. I'm not going to go with him. The one I will side with is Poppy Rose. Tour to St. Denis well at Navan, only a half length off McPhee, who I think was really well fancied that day. I think she has a massive chance off 87. You're smiling there. What's up?
We've got. I think we found a late agreement. We found a late agreement. Yeah, that's the one I split between 2. But no, Poppy Rose, it was sitting out like a sore thumb. I'd imagine she'll start favourite. Given like she was unlucky the last day. And I know
she actually bumped into 2.
Yeah.
She actually bumped into 2 the last day, not bumped into
unlucky.
1.
And I think she was probably a little bit fortunate to only, I know she's rated 94, or she is to be rated. I think she is to be rated 94, isn't she? She was she was third off 86. Official mark, if you go in, is 94. Yeah, I know she's gone up standing in her box possibly.
No, but anyway, you're saying with the rating, what is she? So she's off 87. Is that with the? No, but there's nothing taken off. Mr.
Yeah, it's not included. That's a strange one. Yeah, it must be a typo or something. Yeah, but the 87, it looks like she's probably fortunate to only get £1, given the form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that?
That's it. We're gonna have to go. Yeah, not the top. The other one, the other one I was looking at was actually, it was funny enough, was behind West Away only on Sunday. Tin Garren Express, who just I just thought the turnaround, it just clearly they're just running the horse for almost for the sake of it. It's only a 4-day turnaround. You end up beating 18 lengths. But you have to take into account that the first 2 home were chucked in from a hike, most likely. Because neither of them came off the bridle until the last, especially Ben Harvey, who was doing everything he could to for lack of a better term, didn't want to commit until he had to commit. This horse don't travel well until the home straight, and then the well handicapped ones just flew by it. If that horse is on good terms with himself, like, there's a chance that she is, and that the race hasn't taken too much out of her. I could see her going better than the market may suggest, but Poppy Rose was the one that stood out to me. And that will be the selection.
She's 130 on the tissues. And,
that's about
kind of. Well, when we're finding them in 95s, they're much bigger. So it's
it's a bit disappointing, but
I'd like to be finding a nap at the top that's
10 to 1. Yeah, we just need them to keep winning. That's the only thing. But Poppy Rose, sure, Captain's nephew was a similar price, wasn't he? So,
he was short enough.
Once they win, man. That's the main thing. I might do a little fun forecast with Tin Garren Express, because I say she'd be a huge price. I think she was beaten far enough at Cork to have her buried there, but she didn't have travel into the race. And I just think maybe the quick turnaround back to 2 miles might make a bit of use of her. So that will be my way into the Division 2. Finally, Dec, the bumper. I imagine it's a bumper. I'm only assuming it's a bumper, and it is. This looks like this could be a decent bumper. We've Iris Emery in the Rich Ritchie colours pulled up. She was pulled up by Gowan behind Brighter's Day Ahead. She lost her action, I think. Was what happened. And then Wingman. Oh Jesus, how much was this yoke ball for? That's what I want to know. How much did they give for Wingman? 12 length point winner. Stop it. Say that thing. Telephone numbers. It's probably going to be a match, isn't it? Dream Shaper probably has no chance. Typhoon Flyer made a nice debut under rules, in fairness, at Listowel. And then Culloh West, who ran out down Royal. Jockey said Mare ran out at the third last hurdle. Right. At 200 to 1 shot that day as well. Who do you fancy in the last deck?
I'm happy to give Rodney a go.
All right, okay.
Beaten 13 lengths by Meet My Lurley, the Harry Connell horse, but it's not that. It's short head behind Di Capo, who I think Di Capo's a really good yardstick. He's one you can. I'd say you'll find a lot of winners off, isn't he? Only beating the short head in a listed race, or a grade 3, grade 2.
Di Capo I think it was a grade 3.
Yeah.
It was a Tipperary, was it?
Was it What's Up, Darling? At Navan.
Oh, that was Navan. Sorry, Navan.
Yeah. Was that grade 2?
What's Up, Darling? I'll check that for you now. I don't think it.
Yeah. Look, I'd be, I know, obviously, be interesting to see the Rich Ritchie horse, or the Emery, and obviously big things would be expected of Wingman. I'd say he'd be odds on anyway, won't he?
Yeah, it was grade 3 deck.
It was a grade 3.
Yeah, it was grade 3.
Yeah, look, I think Di Capo's a decent yardstick. Rodney was a short head behind Di Capo. Now they were both well beaten, as I said. That was 13 lengths behind Meet My Lurley, but I'd be happy to give Rodney a go on this. I'd say get a nice price.
Yeah, I'd say so. He strikes me as like one of these things I'd like to back at Christmas at Leopardstown, just for a speculative before I leave the track. £2 each way on the tote or something. I get those type of vibes off him. Yeah, but no, I'm going to
stay. He'd be the type to win on a big day like that. particularly at Christmas when you have a lot of punters there.
Yeah.
Who aren't punters, you know, a lot of people for the day out at Leopardstown.
When you're significant, you're sitting there. You're sitting there going through the form, and your significant other picks out this nice looking horse with their favourite colour.
Yeah, traditional Dubs Day out at Christmas, Stevens' Day at Leopardstown, and Rodney hacks up.
That's it. Right, best bets deck, or usually the nap of the tap. Are we locking it in for tap 16? Are we locking in Poppy Rolls?
We've agreed on Poppy Rolls, but look, I think we're both looking in the right, hopefully in the right direction. Both looking in the same direction. You know, we've both almost gone for Restless Sun. I do like Manor River. I do think if Restless Sun doesn't win on Thursday, he will win the next day. So, I don't know what you want to do. Whether back him on Thursday and back him the next day. I do fancy Manor River. God of a Run, I really like. And between Cut the Rope and the art, I'm struggling. You like the art, so maybe that's the way to go there. Yeah,
no, I'll be back in the art for sure. I'll be back in Philip Rothwell's in the midday race. I'm giddy on him now. So I'm going to be having a nice bet on Prince of Air. Prince of Air, the art. Do I want to get involved in? No, sure. Brennis Liscriba would be odds on. The other maiden hurdle, the Mayor's maiden hurdle, I'm not confident enough to play in that race. You have given me reservations about Restless Sun, but I will still back him.
Look, there's the racing races, and sometimes in these races, at the odds you're getting, you take the chance and you don't give up, and you go in the next day. And
that's the plan.
You know, we've seen it between us, Andy. You know, we've even seen it on USO. We've been putting these type of horses up, and
you trust the process.
Yeah, like Jake Kinsett sent us a message one day. I actually forgot the horse, and I can't remember the name of it, but he had backed it the next time. Now he was following the horse, like, you know. So, they're young horses, and they've ran in their maidens. It's still a new game to them. Handicapping is a particularly new game to them. So sometimes they take that extra run, and they're worth just having another go on. So, Restless Sun is a really, really nice one. I had a really good look at him. I just think he might want to step up and trip. I think he go close and next day over the 2.5 miles. But you really like him, so I don't really want to put anyone off him. But I do like Man River in the race.
Fantastic. Well, that brings us to an end of Tap 16. Nice covered and a little bit of a review. Lots of fun. I think Tap 17 is going to be the Christmas special then, I would imagine. Which will come your way.
Unless we squeeze one in before the weekend.
I'll see what I can do. Silly season is in full effect now, so time is probably at a premium.
I know the crack. I wouldn't might be out myself. Probably be out myself. But we have what we have the weekend. We've Fairy House, Navan, and Torres.
Yeah, there's plenty on this weekend. Yeah.
If we don't get a tap in, we'll have selections up. I'm sure there's like people to be looking to get that Christmas money. The racing is not high class. A lot of horses are, you know, they're not going to be running these races. They're getting ready for Christmas now, so it might be our time to shine. 3 meetings the weekend. This is our Christmas.
This is a
happy Christmas. Forget your King George's and your Leopardstowns and your Limericks. This is what this weekend is for us.
Exactly. This is what we do. Well, until then, Dec, pleasure as always. That was Tap 16, and we'll be back for talk to you next week. Bye bye.
Cheers.